Hey guys, it's Lauren J. Welcome back, or welcome if you're new. I like to do get ready with me style videos using products that are new to me, or just need a little bit more love in my collection. Today I'm doing a little something different. I'm doing a wish list video, a luxury wish list video, so if that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. So I wanted to make this video because I have been leaning lately more towards luxury makeup. Now, I have gone back and forth in, my makeup history, going from I love drugstore, I love luxury, I love mid-tier, I love Sephora brands, I love Ulta brands, I love pretty much everything. I love indie brands, I love handmade, I love it all. But I do go in sort of spurts of like what I'm more attracted to. Like sometimes I'm super attracted to eyeshadows. Right now I'm really attracted to complexion. Sometimes I'm really attracted to indie handmade shadows. Right now I'm more attracted to sort of makeup artist, Viseart style shadows, which I think they're hand pressed, but they're not exactly like, made in someone's kitchen. And there are times when I really love ColourPop. Have so many ColourPop eyeshadow palettes. I was super in love with their 9-pan palettes for a long time. So I've gone really back and forth in sort of my makeup aesthetic. I'm not going to call it, I don't want to use the word makeup journey because I just don't. If you want to use that, that's fine. I just don't like that term. It's just makeup, it's not a journey. Anyway, so part of the attraction for me lately is that over the winter I started watching a lot of Michelle Wong's vlogs. Now, not necessarily her makeup try-ons and all that. I was just really wanted to watch her vlogs. I've been really into sort of lifestyle vlogging and that kind of thing, and her vlogs were just like something that kept me company over the winter, and I just really got into what she was doing. I did start watching her makeup vlogs, or her makeup try-ons and things like that, her hauls and things, and then you slowly start getting suggested people like her. So I started watching Charlotte Holcroft, I started watching Angela Van Rose, I've started recently watching Allison Chase, all of these sort of luxury beauty vloggers, and just sort of getting more interested in the luxury side of beauty again, because I think like a lot of people, at least in the States, you start with CoverGirl, and that's your basic. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I started with CoverGirl, and then I didn't wear makeup a lot when I was a teenager. It didn't have a place in my life. But just when I was in my sort of mid to later 20s, like right around 2006, 2007, I'd say I got really into fashion, And that led me into the luxury beauty world, because I am not the girl who can wear a size 0 nor afford a size 0 from Chanel, like in beautiful, like I would love a beautiful tweed suit from Chanel, like that would be my dream. But I'm never going to be able to afford that and or fit into it. So one way that I can participate in the luxury market was for me buying makeup. Like at the time, at least, that was incredibly, like not incredibly cheap, but it was the cheapest way to get into that area, the luxury area. Now that I'm older, I can afford a few things. I can afford like, a headband. I have gloves. I have shoes. Not a lot. I don't have a lot of pieces, but I do have a few pieces. So I started with color cosmetics as I moved into like Chanel, looking at the Chanel counter and seeing the different things that were coming out. And I still have right here a lot of my original stuff from the late 2000s. Now, I do not put this stuff on my face. I realize I do not want to put this stuff on my face. However, I've kept it because it is a makeup memory for me. These are the original quads. If you've gone back to some of my earliest 2014 videos, you will have seen a lot of these quads. This is my most beloved Chanel quad. I think it was the first or second one that I ever bought. And excuse me, it is called 94 Reflet d'Ombre. And it is this beautiful, you can see I did a project pan with this, so I hit pan on all the shades, but I completely panned 2 of them. But it's got this beautiful brown and navy and gold and white color story. I loved this quad. There was one of my first blue quads was Lagons. This is number 29. One of my favorites also from one of their summer collections, Murano. Their beautiful like haute couture inspired ones was Eclosion, number 34. And one of my most colorful shadows at the time back then is Bird of Paradise, number 15. I loved these things. I loved them. I did not know how to use them. I would either try to use them all at the same time or just use one. I've gotten, you know, more advanced in how I know how to use makeup now, but like I loved these. And these are the old ones. These are the old square pans that I know they've reformulated, I think a few, maybe 3 times since then. You know, now they're in the circle pans, they're baked, different formula, but I loved these. I loved these. And I also loved their early lip products. So I have the original release of the Rouge Coco Shine. I know there's a few more Rouge Coco, like there's the Flash and the, I don't know what else there is, but this was the original one, and this is the original one in 54 Boy, and I loved this. I loved this. And I wore it all the time, but I wasn't wearing makeup enough to really like use it all. This is another one. This is the Rouge Coco, the original Rouge Coco line. This was before the Shine. And this is Rouge Orage. It's just the most beautiful orangey red color. And it still has the Chanel embossed in it. And some little spots on it that I'm just gonna ignore right now because I don't put this on my lips anymore. So Chanel was really my first introduction to not just color cosmetics, but also like foundation, skincare. I credit Chanel with getting me into doing a skincare routine. A lot of that also had to do with my early days on YouTube of watching Caroline Hirons, but Chanel products, because they were so expensive, I would use them and I would use them up and I would use them in my skincare routines. So I really do credit them, you know, and I've heard a lot of people say, you know, at least back then, Chanel skincare was trash, it was just rose water, whatever, and then, you know, that's all fine, but I really do credit it for getting me into the habit of having a skincare routine. All of this is to say that I kind of started in the luxury beauty market and moved out of that for a while, for a long while. And then when I came back and started watching YouTube in like the mid 2010s, makeup was a very different thing on YouTube. Makeup was very much about Sephora brands. It was very much about highlight, color, sculpting, and all of this. And this is a testament to influencers. You know, I started to be influenced by the types of things they were doing, the types of things they were using. And I did start to get into Sephora brands. I believe back then it was like $52 or $53. I think these quads are $62 now, but these were like 50 some dollars to start, and for the amount I paid for them and not using them up, I was just kind of like, well, was that worth it? I don't know. Maybe having the compact to me was worth it. Having that experience of going to the counter was worth it. Having spent all that money early on and knowing what I really got out of it sort of made me really sort of suspect of a lot of Sephora brands, sort of more mid-tier brands and that kind of thing. But I slowly, you know, started getting into it. You know, it was a fun thing, a way to like feel connected to your creator or whoever. Well, like I said, I've gone back and forth. I kind of graduated from Sephora brands to drugstore and then more into indie brands. I had a period where I was super into indie brands. And I think just being a little bit fatigued with eyeshadow palettes right now and just really concentrating on my Viseart shadows, which I love, I sort of moved out of the indie thing into back sort of to the more Sephora brands. And then the world ended in 2020 and I just didn't want to wear makeup for a long time. I would try to set aside time specifically to do my makeup every day during the original lockdown, and I just didn't see the point after a while, and I think a lot of people had the same experience. But anyway, all that to say, you know, in 2021, when we're sort of feeling fatigued and all this, you know, isolated and all this stuff, I started watching Michelle Wong, and she very much influenced me to like start looking again at luxury beauty. Now I look at it very differently, I think, than someone who is new to the luxury beauty thing. I'm just looking to see like, oh, I see how much Chanel has changed. I see all of the new brands that have gotten into the game now. Like, you know, Dior is huge, has been huge for a long time, but Valentino, Christian Louboutin, Hermes, all of these brands that have gotten into the luxury beauty game from the luxury market. And I think it's been really interesting. Plus, I've also been interested in what I consider more sort of makeup artist brands that feel more luxury to me, but just don't have the sort of packaging, which like for me, that's Viseart, Danessa Myricks. I think those are makeup artist brands that have started out very, very with incredible quality products, but have started out very simple with their packaging, sort of plastic makeup artist, easy to use packaging. And I think they've sort of realized that getting a more consumer style packaging, a more luxury experience is going to help them expand and sell a little bit more to like people like me. I'm using the Danessa Myricks blurring balm powder today, and like this is just, I love the component of this. I love the product inside, but really a lot of what tempted me to buy this was, you know, the component, the little spoon that you get, the, you know, there's a ton of balm products out right now, but the reputation that Danessa Myricks has of being a really great makeup artist, and her packaging getting a little bit more high-end has really sort of intrigued me. Same with Viseart, more beautiful like graphic packaging and, you know, easier to use consumer type stuff. Luxury has sort of become a little bit more accessible. It's at Sephora now, it's at Nordstrom, Chanel is at Ulta now. I mean, so been getting back into luxury makeup. Now, I'm sure I will change my mind. I still buy drugstore. I just bought the Physicians Formula Breakfast Club palette. Like, I love my drugstore makeup. But a lot of the attraction for me, at least, for luxury beauty is, you know, the component. Like, I'm never gonna throw these out. I might, like, I've depotted a bunch. Like, I had tons of these. I depotted them and I turned them into like little compacts. You know, I just pulled the plastic out, I pulled the pans out, and I just kept the mirror and put something in the bottom there, and I have like these little Chanel compacts, these little black plastic compacts. They look like lacquer. They're just sort of all over my house. They're decorating my house. So like the component is a big deal, and the luxury experience, and actually like being able to go to the Chanel counter or going to the Chanel store and getting your makeup done, that is a big part of why I would purchase a product. That is a big part of why I have purchased Chanel makeup, is sort of getting that personal experience. So as I've been getting into luxury makeup again, there is that push and pull in me, the person who is really practical and knows that they don't need another lipstick because they have 700 of them, and the treat yourself person who's just like, but the component's so beautiful and you love that color and it would be so perfect, and just treat yourself. So that a lot of that has just been warring in me lately. So I just wanted to do this sort of luxury wish list of beauty products to sort of talk about it and sort of exercise some of my demons, and hopefully talking about it will just sort of get it out there and make me think about it a little bit, or get some opinions from you guys on what you think about them. Talk a little bit about the products that have really just been in the back of my head. Or I've added them to cart. I just haven't, you know, hit the pay or checkout yet. So yeah, so let's talk about some of the items on my luxury beauty wish list. So to start, I'm going to start with Chanel. I am wearing a bit of Chanel today. I am wearing two of the blush products from the Water Fresh blush. I've recently really enjoyed the Water Fresh blushes, and I keep hearing about the Water Fresh Tint. And Michelle Wong, Allison Chase, Angela Van Rose have all talked about the Water Fresh tint, and it has been unavailable, at least in the light shade, for months and months and months. And there was some talk about whether or not it was being phased out and whether or not the complexion touch is replacing it. My reading on that is that the complexion touch is more of like a concealer type product to be added to the Water Fresh line. So I really want to try the Water Fresh tint, the original one, and I want to try it in light. And the problem is it's $65, and I have 3 or 4 foundations sitting over there, plus my Danessa Myricks blurring balm powder that I love. And so it's like I want it, and it recently came back in stock on the Chanel USA website. I don't know if it still is. I put it in my cart 2 days ago, and I just haven't hit checkout because I'm just like, I don't know. And a lot of people have described it as like the most blurring, beautiful, refreshing drink of water for your face, and other people have described it as using it like a primer, and I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I love lighter coverage right now. Like, as I get older, I enjoy, or at least in the summer, I'm enjoying a lighter coverage. Again, this is lighter coverage. It feels so good on my face. This is a $34 product, or $36, mid $30 product. And I don't know that I'll ever run out of it. You don't need that much of it. So a $65, 75% water tint just kind of makes me go, oh, I want it, but oof, I don't know. So it's in my cart. If it stays in stock, I might buy it today. I don't know. Let me know what you think about the Chanel Water Fresh tint. The other one is something that I hemmed and hawed about when it first came out, and something that Allison Chase has kind of convinced me that I need, and it is the No. 1 de Chanel Lip and Cheek Balm in Healthy Pink. Now, just specifically that color. Now, when these came out, I heard a lot of things, like some people love them for their cheeks, some people love them for their lips. Nobody really loved them for both. But I think watching Allison Chase's video, she has worn it many times, and I keep looking at it on her and going, that is beautiful. Oh my goodness, why didn't I buy that originally? Like, I could have gotten that with my Ulta points. Why didn't I buy that? And it's been out of stock at Ulta for, again, months and months and months. And that's, again, part of the appeal is you can't get it, but you want it, but you can't get it, but you want it. So as soon as it comes into stock, and I think it did come into stock a day or two ago on the Chanel website. So I have both the Water Fresh tint and the No. 1 de Chanel Lip and Cheek Balm in my cart for a total of $110 for 2 items. And I just can't hit check out, so I keep waiting. Let me know what you think about the lip and cheek balm. I really just want to go in and hit checkout, but I also kind of want to wait to see if it comes back to Ulta so I could get it for Ulta points instead. If I didn't have a lot, I'd be like, this is all I'll ever need. My problem is that once I start shopping, I start wanting all the things, and then I get them and they clutter up my house. Another brand that I've been really wanting to try, which seems to fall more on the high end of things, if not exactly luxury, is the Minette brand. This is available at Sephora. I think it's available at Nordstrom. I've seen Michelle Wong use it quite a few times. Now, I'm really interested in their new signature lip lightweight lipsticks, and I'm specifically interested in the one called 1990. When I started wearing lipstick, it was in the 90s. I started wearing brown lipsticks, or even just sort of more orangey colored lipsticks. Just like, I didn't want pink, I didn't want nude, I wanted a brown lipstick. And so I know that comes in and out of fashion, just like the shape of your eyebrows. However, that's one thing that's never sort of wavered for me, is I always love brown lipstick. I really want to try the Minette lipstick in this color. It's $26 lipstick. It's also described as incredibly sheer. Like I said, I have about 700 lipsticks. I'm sure I could easily dupe this anywhere, but again, it's the component, it's the idea of it being called 1990, and being brown. And I just, I want it. I want to put it in, I want to add it to carts. I want to just have it. But I don't need it. I don't need to spend $26 on a lipstick that looks like a lot of other lipsticks I have. Ugh. So hard. Same issue, it's Lisa Eldridge, and I started on YouTube watching a lot of Lisa Eldridge. I don't watch her stuff as much anymore, just because I'm into other creators, but she, to me, is the OG, like, makeup artist, YouTuber. I'm sure there's many that came before her, but for me, she was the original. And she came out with her Velvet line a couple of years ago, which has been on my list for a long time. And then she recently did a new release with the Luxuriantly Lucent and another sort of, I can't remember what they're called, but they're kind of closer to like the Velvet mattes, but not quite. I think it's Insanely Saturated. Anyway, I really, really want the new Luxuriously Lucent lipstick in Meet Me in Berlin. Again, it's a brown toned lipstick based on sort of like the 90s supermodel era. It looks so beautiful on every skin tone. It looks so nice, but again, it's a 26-pound lipstick, so whatever that translates into, you know, American dollars, it's probably like 35 or something, close to $40. I want it so much, but I want it for the component, I want it for the name. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about a really like translucent formula on my lips. I like color. I want that feeling of ordering from the Lisa Eldridge website and getting that box in the mail. Same with the True Velvets. I really love a matte lipstick, and I want that little fuzzy, you know, like the little fuzzy bullet. You look at it and it looks like it's got little like fuzzies on it, and it like looks like velvet when you look at it. So I want Velvet Muse, I want Velvet Fawn, I want any of those sort of deeper brownie nude lipsticks. And I just have not been able to, well, for one thing, they've been sold out for a long time, but now that they're back in stock, I've just not been able to convince myself that I need a lipstick that's that expensive for what it is. And I'm sure it's amazing, I'm sure it's the best thing ever, but I have so many that are also amazing and are also the best thing ever, and they're $9. But I still want it. Same with the eye pigments that she came out with. There's one that's called Lauren. Now, it's not named after me. I think it's named after Lauren Hutton. And it's this beautiful copper shade that I know would go super beautiful with my blue eyes. But I also know that I don't like liquid shadows. They feel weird on my eyes. And I don't know. I don't need any more eyeshadow. I have all the eyeshadow I could ever use. But I want it because it's Lisa Eldridge and it's named after me, and it's a copper color for blue eyes. And my Las Vegas mug from Starbucks that I had to get when I was in Vegas, a trip that was heavily inspired by Michelle Wong and all of her beauty vlogging, shopping vlogs, and all of that. It was a wonderful experience. So getting more back into the luxury side of things, Kjaer Weis is a brand that I really want to try. Not anything specific. I've kind of looked at some of their shadows and their cheek products, but what I really like about the brand is it has this beautiful refillable packaging, and it's sort of like these single serve blushes and shadows in this sort of clicky metal packaging, and it looks so cute and so luxurious, but it's so expensive. And you know, it's refillable. I like that idea. Even the mascaras are refillable, the lipsticks are refillable, and you keep this beautiful component. But I've not been able to convince myself that there's any one product in that line that would change my life. I have just wanted to try it, and for me it's just a little bit too much over that price point to just try it. So Kjaer Weis, I really want to try at some point, but I feel like I need to use something up first before I try anything. Let me know if there's anything from Kjaer Weis. I know they just came out with that face tint that is really nice, but I want something in like the little metal component. Like, convince me to buy that little $20 metal component to put something in it. Like, What is that product for you? Cle de Peau. Cle de Peau. Now, I thought Chanel was expensive. I thought Christian Louboutin was expensive. Cle de Peau. It looks so beautiful. However, they have these luminizing face enhancers. They look beautiful. Angela Van Rose sings their praises. They look amazing. They look very natural, and they're $95. They're $95. I used to think that $38 for a Becca highlighter was a high price point. $95. There was that Chanel rose, no, it was a camellia shaped blush, and I think you can still get it on their website. I think it might be sold out, but it's still on the website. But it was the one that came out for spring, and I really coveted it. I really wanted it, and it just looked like the lightest wash, but it had that beautiful embossing in it, and I wanted it, but I only wanted to buy it if I could buy it when I was in Vegas at one of the stores. Like, I didn't want to just buy it online because it's an $80 product. Do I need to spend $80 for a product that I have 10 times over in $20 formulas, in $10 formulas, in $5 formulas, just to look like you have the lightest touch of highlight on? The component looks beautiful. It's a replaceable, refillable item. The component, the case, the compact looks beautiful. It's refillable. That's awesome. I'm never going to use that up. It's a $95 product. Convince me that I need it, or don't. I'm also interested in some of their lip products, like their lip glorifier, which is like a balm, which is $47. The lipstick, which has this beautiful molding on it and this beautiful lipstick bullet casing, $65. And the foundation brushes, they have 2 foundation brushes that I have seen a couple of YouTubers use, and they look cute, they look like they work really well, they look really luxurious, and they're both $70. Cle de Peau, I really want to try you, but you are just sort of over that accessible hump for me. And I'm sure you don't care. You don't need my money. But I just really want that luxury experience. And so if there's anything that you think that Cle de Peau makes that I really need to try, let me know. Chantecaille. Oh, Chantecaille. I've been very intrigued by Chantecaille for a very long time, sort of even before I started seeing more sort of mainstream vloggers talking about them. They have the Rose de Mai face oil. It's $190. I love a face oil. I love the way a face oil makes my face feel. I use one morning and night. I feel like it adds so much hydration to my weird combination skin, to my face. But it's $190 for a face oil. And it's still hard for me to jump over that $50 price point for some of my favorite herbivore face oils. So I want to try it. I've heard great things, but it's $190. I can't. And then the lip veils and the lip cheeks. I am so intrigued. I'm intrigued by I used to be really intrigued by their blushes, the ones that are like the conservation blushes with the turtle and the bee and the horse, and I can't remember what the other one is, but they're sort of like embossed with different beautiful things, and I've always been super intrigued, and I think those are $40 each. They're refillable, and I've never been able to convince myself that I need a blush that looks like any other blush that I have in my collection, just because it has an embossed little turtle on it. But I want it so badly. Like, they're compacts with the new ones that are coming out with like the jaguar on it. The jaguar one that is coming out soon, the component looks beautiful, but here's what it reminds me of. Here's what it reminds me of. My very first Reflet d'Ombre. This is what it reminds me of, and I could not use this up in the how many years that I've had this in a project pan. I could not use it up. Now I know the point is not to use it up, it's to have the beautiful component and to like have part of your money go to conservation efforts or whatever. But I've had this compact before and I don't want to pay the $90 or whatever it's going to be for this compact, even though it looks beautiful. So I just like, and same with the lip veils. There's ones with elephants and giraffes and different colors and they look so pretty. And again, they're very translucent and I just can't get over that price point for a really translucent lipstick. And again, it's not about the product itself, it's about the experience. It's about having the ability to buy these things, the accessibility of them, and just being able to say, I bought that. Westman Atelier. Now I really want to try Westman Atelier. They just remind me a lot of Milk, and I have bought quite a few of the tiny Milk sticks, and I feel like I have a lot of that style of makeup and I don't use it. The thing about Westman Atelier is it comes in these beautiful components, these stick components. I really want one of the baby cheeks lip and cheek cream blush stick in Minette, $48. The component looks beautiful. It's a peachy, beautiful cream blush. I don't need it, but I want it because of the name, because of the component, because it's Westman Atelier. Again, when it first came out, it's like, oh, another makeup artist is doing another makeup artist brand, whatever. But like, as I've sort of watched more and more luxury makeup, I'm really just into like how it looks, the name, you know. I also want to try the super loaded tinted cream highlighter. She has 3 or 4 of those that recently came out and they look beautiful and they're this amazing component, this metal component, and it's a $75 highlighter. So that right now is my luxury beauty makeup wish list. Now this is just a what if I had all the money in the world. This is not to bag on any of these brands. This is not to bag on you if you love luxury makeup. This is just my thought process, my history with luxury beauty, and what I want, and understanding that what I want is not what I need, and understanding how much I already have. And if you have these things and you want them and you want to buy them, awesome. I'm just trying to understand why I love to shop and why I feel like I need these things when I know in my head that I already have them 10 times over. Trying to understand my shopping habits, how I wax and wane on luxury beauty, how I wax and wane on indie products, how I wax and wane on drugstore products, and having a perspective, being an older person, having a perspective on things that I used to love and what I've come to love again, and what I've, you know, had fads about, and things that have gone in and out of my life. I'm not necessarily going to buy anything. I might buy most of these things tomorrow, I don't know, but just to sort of think about the things that I want right now and whether I'm going to want them in the future, and how I think they're going to change my life and that kind of thing. So let me know what your thoughts are on luxury beauty. Again, I love watching luxury beauty channels. I love watching, I've gotten into like luxury handbag channels again, and you know, just sort of like, I know a lot of these things are unattainable and don't really mean anything in the long run, but you know, it's just something that I've been into lately, and I know I'll go back out of it again in maybe 5 years. But let me know what your thoughts are on luxury beauty, and if you have been a long-time lover of it, if you have any specific brands that you're loyal to, how you feel when you buy luxury makeup. And yeah, just leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any of those would be welcome, and all of them would be appreciated. Thank you so much for watching and listening to me ramble on about my luxury beauty experience and my luxury beauty wishes. And I will see you in the next one, guys. Bye.